can see that I'm really, really excited. This is a great news for me and a great news for my constituents because you'll recall that this Okada business started in my constituency, largely. And there are a lot of young people in my constituency who ride Okada for business. And when the Okada thing came up, it helped a lot of young people who hitherto had nothing to do to get jobs to do. Most of them, which who used to be, well, tricycle repairers, motor repairers, or whatever, you were very good at riding, quickly jumped on and started working, commercially with the Okada thing. Then all of a sudden, the then government, the New Patriotic Party's government, outlawed Okada, and we said no, it was a wrong move. You rather cause these young people who are doing this business to go out there. When they go back and sit home, the devil will find jobs for them because the devil will find jobs for idle hands. So it was a wrong move for them to have made. What they should have done was to have found means to regulate the Okada thing just so that it becomes better. But for you to outlaw it was not right. And we assured the people of Ghana, the youth who had nothing to do, and just the fact that they couldn't even create employment for them under the MPP, and they outlawed Okada made things worse. We assured them. And when we come to power, we will make sure we will legalize Okada, make it legal, make it lawful, so they can ply their businesses, without fear, of being chased by the police. Most of these young men rode the Okada very haphazardly, lawlessly, because of the fear that they were going to be arrested by the police. Sometimes they get to traffic lights, they want to stop. But their fear is that once they stop, the police come from nowhere, just turn the Okada off and take off their keys and tell them to, they've been arrested. And because of that, when they get to the traffic lights, they can't stop. Then they go through the traffic. Sometimes they end up, colliding with other vehicles or knocking someone down and all that. So the Okada thing became, tend to look very unpopular in the eyes of many. But I believe that it was the fact that they couldn't regulate it that made Okada that terrible. But we assured them that we were going to legalize it. And we have done that today as we speak. Parliament have passed the bill to make Okada legal. We are hoping that, in fact, we believe that sooner than later, His Excellency the President will assent to this bill to become law. And Okada riders will be now free, from being arrested by the police and so on and so forth. Then they will be trained, you understand, to obey traffic regulation. They'll be given rules to follow. I believe that they'll even be given, identification by virtue of vests and numbers and what have you. They'll be re-registered for commercial purposes, just so that we can have database of all these people, so that they will do their businesses, in very good conditions, observing all the rules, the traffic regulations, and all of that, just so that their businesses become decent. So when today or tomorrow I say that, look, I'm riding behind this Okada because probably I'm late for Parliament, I'll feel so safe, knowing that the Okada rider is not going to panic, at the presence of any police officer and ride any haphazardly. I will take their times and do their businesses well. And whenever they pick me up from wherever, they'll get me to my destination in harmony. So what I'm sending a circular to my constituency social media platforms. We'll make sure we inform them because information is key. We'll get them to know, because knowledge is power, that today we have assented to, in fact, we have passed the bill and we are waiting on the president to sooner than later assent to it to make it law. Now it is up to them now to come together. And as a leader, I'm going to make sure they are mobilized, they are organized. Yes, so we have a forum with them, educate them on the way forward. Yes, so they also know which steps to take. And doing so will get them under a particular umbrella so that monitoring their work becomes easier. Then we'll be able to educate them one day at a time as to their new modus operandi, as to their new practices that they're supposed to engage in and all of that. So yes, this is a good start. I'll make sure that we get them well organized, yes, so we can move from there. Thank you.